Good afternoon, everyone. You're all very welcome here to Dr. Daly Park in Tulla for the final round of the Senior Championship Group 1 games here between Crusheen and Clonlara. Crusheen in their gold jerseys and Clonlara in their gold jerseys, Crusheen in their traditional red and white. We're going to give you the lineouts of both teams here, starting with the men from Clonlara. In goals is Ellen Murnane, Paul McNamara, Oisin O'Brien and Logan Ryan is the full back line. Dylan McMahon, Aidan Moriarty and Pádraig O'Loughlin the half back line. In the middle of the field is Colm O'Mara and Cathal O'Connell. Or Dermot Stritch and Colm O'Mara. Cathal O'Connell, Daniel Minody and Colm Galvin is the half forward line, with Jared Dillon, Ian Galvin and Micheál Collins the full forward line. For Crusheen, in goals is Donald Toohey. Ian O'Brien, Ty Dean and Dermot Mullins is the full back line. The half back line is Gavin O'Brien, Éanna McMahon and Killian Mullins. In the middle of the field is Oisin O'Donnell and Ross Hayes. Conor O'Donnell, Fergus Kennedy and Jamie Fitzgibbon make up the half forward line. Luke Kettler, Cian Dillon and Breffney Horner is the full forward line. And now I'm going to say joined here in analysis here today by Pat McNamara. Pat, you know, this is a do or die game, obviously the last game in the group, and you know, Clonlara with 2 wins, Crusheen with their 1 win, you know, and the differential is very, very tight. Obviously, we're assuming that 6 Mile Bridge will get over the challenge at St. Joseph's, but that will make it very, very interesting, where Crusheen have to win this game by 3 points to get over the line. But, you know, Clonlara, one of the farm teams in Championship, this is the makings of an absolute cracker, Pat.
Yeah, it has indeed, Leo, and I have great trust in your maths, but fair play. I mean, you did say that the Bridge, I suppose, our favourites are really expected to beat Joseph's, but making assumptions can be dangerous in hurling, as we well know. But yeah, Crusheen, I think, need to win by 3, and there's no question at all, while Clonlara, with their 2 wins and with the squad they have, are well favourites for this one, and indeed maybe for close enough the favourites of the Clare Championship. This is a game that Crusheen will lift it. They're a doughty championship fighters, and I have a funny feeling they will give lots of it a real test to Clonlara, and it wouldn't be an awful shock for Crusheen to win, but it would be a surprise. On an aside, it's good to see John Conlon there walking around with his togs on, obviously not togged out for a match or anything. Great to hear he's in recovery, and we wish him well and speedy and full recovery from that horrific injury. But conditions are perfect, Leo. It's calm, dry, there's no sun to bother them. There's no breeze, as I said, and everything is ready now for a really, really good championship game. Yeah,
as you said, Pat, conditions absolutely ideal. Perfect conditions for Senior Championship hurling, and here in a beautifully appointed pitch here in Dr. Daly Park. And I see John Conlon has taken up his position as the statsman. And as I said, we're live here on Clare GA TV in association with Stream Sport here live from Dr. Daly Park. And, you know, it's Clonlara, many people's favourites of the championship. The last day they were here, they got over the challenge of Aina Kilnamona in the Clare Cup final. And speaking of the same man, John Conlon was the man who really took him out of the trenches on that occasion. This is Clonlara's first big test where they're going to be without him, Pat.
Correctly, and you know that equalises things a little bit more because John Conlon's, first of all, his fighting qualities, his power, his scoring ability, and how big other lads into the game is absolutely vital. I mean, you can't replace that very easily. Now, Tots is in, and Tots, totally different player, a gifted, skillful player. It's Cathal O'Connell, no question about it. And he's got some great scores and done some great things for Clonlara over the years. But a different player in a physical game whereby, you know, Crusheen fighting for their lives, I suppose. The loss of John Conlon should be immense. Having said that, they have a very strong squad. Maybe a couple of more match winners in their bench than Crusheen might have, you know. But again, it's always dangerous to write off Crusheen. The teams are in a huddle now. It will be in action in about 2 minutes. I think Chris Maguire is the referee. But
no, Jim Hickey's the man.
Jim Hickey's the referee today. Sorry, Chris is on the Scariff and the Scariff Kilmaley game later on. You're right. But yeah, really looking forward to it. As I said, absolutely perfect conditions. There's no elements at all to blame if this game isn't good and if this game isn't pretty even.
Yeah, and a nice crowd filling in here to Dr. Daly Park for this eagerly anticipated challenge. And it looks like Donald Toohey is making his way down towards the goals at the road end here in Dr. Daly Park. So that would mean that Ellen Murnane, the new goalkeeper this year from Clonlara, transferred over from Partine Mealich. Now he's living in Clonlara for many a day, so throwing in his lot there with his newly adopted home parish, and he's making his way down to the goals at the My Morin, as we'll call it here, here in Dr. Daly Park. Teams playing as Keen Dillon. Is he going in as a centre forward? Looks like he's come out. He's named originally at full forward, but looks like he's out at centre forward. So it looks like Fergus Kennedy is going into his old stamping post of full forward. So many a battle here. I see big Killian Mullins now taking up touch. The game is on here in Dr. Daly Park, and the ball is out here with Moriarty. The ball comes out here to O'Mara. O'Mara puts the ball out to Dylan McMahon. Dylan McMahon with the first shot, and there's the first score of the game after 11 seconds from the stick of Dylan McMahon. And good to see Dylan McMahon back playing at a very high level of the series injury in the championship last year. So good to see him back and opening the account for Clonlara. Donald Toohey with the puck out here for Crusheen. Crusheen straight down the middle, down on top of Dylan. Pádraig O'Loughlin going up to block it, but ball bypass him. Ball comes down to Dylan, breaks it down. Here come Crusheen. Crusheen gone straight through. Is it with referee Horner? Horner, who has been their maximum supreme. Horner 1 point all here. Very direct hurling, had 1 point each.
Yeah, what a start to the game. First 10 seconds. Crusheen point, Dylan McMahon. It's great to see him fit again. And Horner, one of the leading marksmen for Crusheen over the recent years. Great score.
Yeah, and that puck out from Ella Moran goes over the head, goes back there to Diarmuid Mullins. Diarmuid back he's being tied up there by Micheál Collins, gets the ball back to Donald Toohey. Toohey, calmness personified, gets the ball across to Conor O'Donnell. Conor, they were nominally at wing forward, now back in the half back line. And Crusheen is a direct ball down on top of Fergus Kennedy. Kennedy puts up the hand, and the ball breaks down from Luke Kettler. Kettler is being picked up by Moriarty. Moriarty with a lovely flick out here to one of the nicest strikers in the game, Dylan McMahon. Drills a lovely low ball into the corner. Galvin goes down. Normally he's touched his spot on, not on this occasion. He's robbed by the centre back. He's in McMahon. McMahon, a very good hurler, gets it out to Jamie. Jamie Fitzgibbon. Jamie turns and shoots on sight, and the umpire points to the other, and up goes the white flag. Crusheen 2 points, Clonlara 1. Pat, this is the makings of a really good game, and Crusheen have started brightly.
If the first minute and 40 seconds are anything to go by, Leo, we're in for a treat. Open hurling, but really clean striking and good people finding each other, etc., and using the space. Accurate shooting also. Yeah,
that ball, he's gone over the line. Not so sure. John Bugler said he came off the stick of Killian Mullins out over the line. So Cathal O'Connor with the line ball, 50 metres out from the Crusheen goal. Hits the ball across. A high challenge here, gets it away, comes out to the centre forward. The centre forward is Daniel Maloney. He's blocked down. Here comes Mullins out. Crusheen are a very, very strong team. Kick back there by Diarmuid Stretch, but it comes to Cian Dillon. Cian Dillon opens the shoulders, up puts the ball over the bar. Is 3 points to 1. And Clonlara, Crusheen 3 points, Clonlara 1. They nearly have that points differential over already if they can keep tipping away for the next 57 minutes. But there's a lot to go here yet. Ella Murnane with the puck out, coming for Clonlara. He puts up the hurley for the signal. Going over towards the far side, looking for Micheál Collins. Plenty of space for Collins, being tracked there by Ty Dean. Collins puts the ball into space where it comes to Jamie Fitzgibbon, who gives the ball out to the number 17, who's Diarmuid Mullins. Mullins coming through, puts the ball here into the corner forward. The corner forward is Luke Kettler. Kettler is robbed by Oisin O'Brien. O'Brien, high tackle there by Breffney Horner. Good advantage being played by Jim Hickey. But Oisin O'Brien dropped the ball and he comes back for the free. I'd imagine Dylan McMahon on his own 45 metre line will be taking this one for Clonlara. Taking his time to get Clonlara to set up. And, you know, Clonlara, Pat, just leaving Ian Galvin inside. I know Darragh Dillon has gone in there now, a young player, but what a threat inside Ian Galvin. An absolutely brilliant, stylish player.
Yeah, and no better lads than the outfield lads. Clonlara have to find him with a good direct ball in low in front of him as well. And as you said, his touch is usually brilliant. The great battle up front at the other end of the field with Oisin O'Brien, a really tough fullback, and Fergus Kennedy looking forward to that one as well. Good to see Oisin O'Brien fit and playing well.
This ball is from McMahon. He's dropping around. Is it going to stay in play? Donald Toohey is calling that one, and it goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. The score remains 3 points for Crusheen, 1 for Clonlara. The puck out comes out here. Out towards Diarmuid Mullins. Mullins sprays that ball up, looking for a Horner. Horner tries to turn Paul McNamara and does at this occasion, but he's been robbed by Pádraig O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin, who was a member of the Clare panel that won the All-Ireland last year. Ball comes out to the centre forward. The centre forward is Daniel Maloney. Daniel goes to ground, being robbed by Breffney Horner over there. And there's a push in the back on Breffney Horner. And you can see from the Crusheen bench over there, Pat, there was a lot of jumping and patting in the back. Mm-hmm. They're well up for this challenge.
100%. And I mean, look, they're a team that on their day, there will beat any of the top Clare teams. I mean, okay, they mightn't consistently do it, but on their day, and that comes reasonably often, every season they'll do it. county finalist there not too long ago. So and of course if they're going to be in front of their bench, those things happen. It encourages the referee to make sure and give the free, because he'll get plenty of advice.
Yeah, and another man who's on a current member of the Clare panel, Ross Hayes, going across to take this free right in front of the Crusheen dugout, about 55 metres out to the road to the Mymore end, and here comes Ross Hayes, just taking time to compose himself. He takes his time, as most free takers do. Here comes Hayes. Can he drill this one over the bar? Not too sure that it's gone out to the right hand side and gone wide. The umpire took his time, waving that one. And Ellen Moran with the puck out. Is he going to go short? No short. He does go short on this occasion. Out to the cornerback. The cornerback is Paul McNamara. McNamara gets it up to Pádraig O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin, they're going up along the far line. Puts the ball over towards Collins. That ball defeats Collins and going to stay and play. Dermot Mullins there for Crusheen. Is he going to give the ball out to the fullback? The fullback is Tyke Dean. Dean with a good ball out to the middle of the field to Oisin O'Donnell. O'Donnell normally good for a couple of scores. Yes, the ball hits the ball across. A great pick up there by Ian O'Brien. O'Brien, the cornerback, gets it out to Conor O'Donnell. And Crusheen are coming, getting it out here to Killian Mullins to be a great throw, to be one of the best scores you see. Yeah. That's a real team move. Started above in the corner by Dermot Mullins. Finished by his brother Killian Mullins. 4 points to 1 in favour of Crusheen. Alan Moran with a quick puck out. Puts it out towards Colm Galvin. Colm's first intervention here in this senior championship game. And he's been pulled back, a free foul given away by Ian McMahon. But Crusheen, they're moving well, Pat.
Killian Mullins' point there, Leo, was probably one of the best team scorers in the championship this year, I would imagine. There was about 5 passes involved, all deadly accurate, and anyone catching them was running at pace as well, and the space was made that way. And Clonlara are already realising at 4 points to 1, 6.5 minutes gone, that they're in a serious game here.
Yeah, and Cathal O'Connell coming back to take this free on his own 65-metre line, dead in the centre. As I said, no breeze here in Dr. Daly Park. O'Connell, who's been one of the best marksmen in Clare for many a year, strikes this one, strikes it straight and through and over the bar, makes it double scores here in Dr. Daly Park. Crusheen 4 points, Clonlara 2 points, Donald Toohey with the puck out. And is it Oisin O'Donnell makes the run, one of these runs that he's made, he runs, and a pull back by Pádraig O'Loughlin, and I think Pádraig even knows without even turning around that he's guilty as charged, and a free in where Will Ross Hayes or is Breffney Horner coming out to take this one. Yeah, it is Breffney Horner coming out just here 10 metres in from the sideline in front of the main stand here in Dr. Daly Park, and Horner taking his time. O'Donnell, Oisin O'Donnell, Pat, he goes in these, he takes up great positions, and doesn't always be found, but very, very elusive player.
He's a man who covers a huge amount of ground, and 2 or 3 years ago he was excellent on the Clare under 20s, and I thought he might progress even further, maybe to be a regular starter on the seniors. I won't count him out yet.
And here's Breffney Horner with his free. And Breffney doesn't come inside the post. He does. It comes off the post. He measured it to perfection. Over the bar. 5 points for Crusheen. 2 for the Clonlara. Mornane with a bit of urgency. Drills this. Ellen, who has taken over the position of goalkeeper from that great character down there, Shamey Gully. The ball out to Colin. Collins has been now double marked over there as Ross Hayes goes back to help out Tyke Dean. But Dermot Stritch. Clonlara or Crusheen showing their battling qualities. Collins trying to get on the ball. Space is at a premium over there on the far side. And Pat, you can already see from Crusheen, they have their matchups and they have pinpointed a few players, and every time one of them goes, they're doubling up on it. Here's Collins. Here's Collins with this shot. To be a tremendous score from Collins, but it goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. He goes quick with the puck out to O'Donnell. Plenty of space in front of him, and here comes O'Donnell, but he lets it go with that swivel shot in the mean to Pádraig O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin picks the ball out of the air. He puts a lovely spray pass into Cathal. Cathal turn, has time to plant the feet. Will this one go over Donald Toohey's post? Toohey, what a catch. And Donald took time. Jim Hickey waved him to play on. I'm not too sure. Donald wasn't sure himself. The ball goes down to Horner. The ball breaks into Kennedy, one of the great servants of Crusheen. And there's a ball in for Conor O'Donnell. If it gets over the head of Aidan Moriarty. Here's Conor O'Donnell. Go through for Crusheen. Crusheen 6 points. Clonlara 2. And in fairness, in the balance of play so far, Crusheen full value for their 4 point lead, Pat.
Yeah, the Crusheen backs are absolutely ravenous, and any ball they're hitting up is really a good ball towards the forwards. Okay, it was a stray one to Pádraig O'Loughlin a minute ago, but they're finding them in normally, and the men up front are moving well and striking well.
And here's a man that's moving well at the moment. It's Galvin. He's being pulled back. Surely does claim for a free in on that occasion. No, Jim doesn't blow it. I thought Ian Galvin was pulled. That direct ball from Ella Murnane went all the way down. Aidan Moriarty picks this one out of the air. Out to Pádraig O'Loughlin. Pádraig tries to open the play, but he's robbed by Oisin O'Donnell. Is Oisin going to have a shot? He's taken on O'Loughlin. Gone over towards the far side. Is it going to come inside? His slot goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. Good play by both O'Donnell and O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin stuck to his task, and the score with 9 minutes gone here. It's 6 for Crusheen, 2. The ball is blocked down there by Ross Hayes. Guess the ball comes out here to Colm O'Meara. O'Meara is being challenged by Jamie Fitzgibbon. And indeed, it's all the initiative, Pat, is with the men in the red jersey.
Absolutely. They're just, their momentum is with them. They're very confident in themselves. They're coming like lads who are sure they're going to perform. They are performing, and I think Clonlara are slightly rattled, Leo. There's nothing happening fluently for them at all at the moment.
And this ball goes across the field, and I see, is it Michael Collins comes out to pick up Diarmuid Mullins, and what? No, but is it going to come inside from Diarmuid Mullins? Indeed, the umpire taking his time.
Umpire up there.
I tell you, he's laissez-faire today, but it goes out to the right hand side. Ellen Murnane with the puck out, looking for O'Meara, who's going to go up. The ball broken down, cuts inside to Dara Dillon. Dara Dillon is robbed by Tadhg Dean. Tots goes down for the ball, goes to ground, and out come Crusheen out, gets the ball out. It's being picked up here by Jamie Fitzgibbon, beats Colm Galvin on this occasion, gets the ball back to Ian O'Brien. Ian O'Brien puts the ball up along the corner, giving a briefly corner run, but Aidan Moriarty, a very, very stylish player is Moriarty, puts the ball up here to the corner to O'Meara. O'Meara goes to the clouds, escapes the challenge of Mullins, puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown, but Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots, Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 6 points for Crusheen, 3 for Clonlara in the twinkle of eye. That's what Ian Galvin can do, Pat.
Well, as you can't give a player of his class any half a chance at all. There was a little bit of a miss pick up there by the cornerback, and Galvin paused, and a beautiful strike over the bar just inside it, but enough.
And that puck out from Donald Toohey out to Ian McMahon, robbed by Diarmuid Stritch over the bar. 6 points for Crusheen, 4 for Clonlara. Bit of untidiness there from the Crusheen. Not that you'd ever expect that. Here comes Donald Toohey with the puck out, going to go along on this occasion. Down towards Cian Dillon. Cian Dillon and Dylan McMahon. Dillon puts up the hand, well blocked away, but it comes to O'Donnell, robbed by Pádraig O'Loughlin. Pádraig is blocked, and the ball, a high challenge there, out to Aidan McMahon, gives it back out to the wing back, out to Cillian Mullins. Cillian Mullins goes out. I thought maybe Jim might have pulled it back for the free. There was kind of a high challenge on Cillian Mullins, but Jim let it go. 6 points to 4, 12 minutes gone. Ella Murnane surveying his options here. Carl O'Connell making a run. He puts up the hurley. Is he going over towards the far side towards Micheál Collins? Indeed, over on the far side, who's going to go up for it? And the ball is blocked down. Clonlara or Crusheen winning all those challenges. Back to Oisin O'Donnell. Oisin O'Donnell is brought to the ground by Diarmuid Stritch. Stritch, one of the bright lights of Clare hurling coming up. The ball with a soccer played there by Diarmuid Mullins. I know he plays a bit of football as well. Moriarty beginning to come into the game for Clonlara. Sprays the ball across to Collins. Collins is robbed on this occasion by the fullback. The fullback is Tadhg Dean. He's been around a while, always plays well. Crusheen, Blanchely putting the ball out towards Oisin O'Donnell. O'Donnell and Aidan Moriarty. O'Donnell on the run. Does it come inside? That's a tremendous score from Crusheen. 7 points to 4. Every score here, Pat, is a very good score.
It's all classic shooting, and okay, Crusheen had 3 wides on the left hand side there over that umpire who was nice and relaxed with the flag or with the wide. But they're still playing better hurling, and if you like, the Crusheen shots were kind of snapshots. The Clonlara snapshots for points, but it's Crusheen are kind of creating more.
And here's a shot from Cathal O'Connell. This doesn't attack the post, and Donald Toohey really with a very quick puck out, and here he comes well outside the square on this occasion, and he finds no one other than only Aidan Moriarty. Moriarty's touch not as good as usual, but he gets the ball to Dylan McMahon. McMahon sprays the ball into Galvin. Lovely low ball, exactly what Galvin wants. Oh, what a pick up. And he plays a bit of football. It goes back to pick up the hurley. That's worth the admission fee alone. Absolutely class from Ian Galvin. He stopped the ball with the hurley, lost the hurley, got it up, done a football, a David Clifford, and then went back with the hurley and put it over the bar. 7 points to 5. Brilliant score, Pat.
That's one for the highlights reel on Twitter or Instagram or whatever people are using. An absolutely outstanding class point by a class act. He had to reach for the ball first of all to stop it going wide, then lost the hurley, did the pick up as you say, and over the bar from probably his right hand side, which is not as good at usually.
And Gavin O'Brien,
unbelievable.
Gavin O'Brien was sticking tight to him, no fault on O'Brien. Line ball going to be taken by his brother. It's Cullum looking for Ian up into the corner over here on the far side. His touch lets him down on this occasion. Goes out for Ian and the puck out coming for Donald too. He's 7 points to 5. 15 minutes gone here in Dr. Daly Park. Donald, not the best puck out, being picked up by Cullum O'Mara. O'Mara coming through for Clonlara, trying to make ground, cuts in inside 50 metres. Cullum turns and Cullum shoots, and Cullum puts it over the bar. We're back to the minimum in Dr. Daly Park. And now the Clonlara radar, the Clonlara machine, it's up and running, Pat.
Yeah, they're looking better now. I mean, that point from Galvin roused them. O'Mara's a very solid player, very physically strong. He made great space for himself there. And, with the conditions so dry and so calm, anything from, 70 metres out, he's going over the bar if you meet it anywhere right at all. And that's what's happening, both sides.
Good puck out from Toohey, over, well blocked down by the cornerback, Paul McNamara. Put up his hurley, being blocked by Horner over there on the far corner. Hits the ball into space, out to Daniel Maloney. Maloney is beaten by Diarmuid Mullins, very close to his own dugout over there, puts the ball into space, but he's robbed by Diarmuid Stritch. Looking forward to seeing this man. Every time there's a buzz of anticipation. Oh, and he gets a high challenge there. And, Diarmuid has come in for a bit of treatment, through the year, has suffered injuries, and hopefully... No, I don't think there was any great maliciousness, but
I think
you don't like to see a player going down.
He's a victim of his own pace. He does things so fast that when you go into stand and he's aware to possess him, the speed he's going at. No, that's not to say the defender didn't foul him. He did, of course, but I think Jim has taken a sensible option. I don't think he's given any offering card to Killian Mullins or anything like that. But
he's gone from the scene of the crime very quick anyway.
Diarmuid Stretch's pace is unreal, and as I said, any touch at all, it's going to be a fairly impactful one.
He's a lovely player to watch when he's in full flow.
Unbelievable, yeah.
And here's this free 65 metres out, going to be taken by Cahill, Tots O'Connell. Can Cahill level the scoring here? Of course, when Clonlara won the championship a number of years ago, they beat Crusheen in the final. So there's a great rivalry between the two clubs, and who's going to get through to the quarter final of the championship. It all depends on this 60 minutes here in Dr. Daly Park. And here comes Tots. Catch with a lovely nonchalant strike. And he said, yes, go hard and dress now. And we're level pegging here in Dr. Daly Park. And 7 points each, 16 and a half minutes gone here. Donald Toohey going over the far side, looking for the corner forward. Corner forward is Kettler. Kettler, oh, what a catch from Kettler. Put up his hand there. And here he is, he's going through. This man has pace. But the Clonlara backs, the cornerback is there back him, Logan Ryan. And Logan Ryan loses it out to Horner, and Horner puts it over the bar. 8 points to 7 in favour of Crusheen. Ellen Murnane trying to go quick with the puck out, but waiting to get the player. Here he comes over the far side. Who's going to run this way? So Cullum O'Mara runs in, but the ball breaks to Collins. Collins is being beaten on this occasion by the fullback. The fullback is Tyke Dean, a very underrated fullback. It's this man out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell puts the ball across for Kettler. Kettler and Logan Ryan. Kettler is causing a bit of damage over there, Pat.
Yeah, he's a lively forward. I've seen him a few times before. He probably wasn't always given the full hour, but that's why I'd say on the left-hand side. Yeah, that umpire again.
I said that umpire, he takes his time.
Kettler certainly is a good target man. Just maybe what needs to improve the accuracy, just as we saw there.
17 and a half minutes gone. Ellen Murnane, definitely the busier of the two goalkeepers. Crusheen have had a number of wides. Here comes Murnane. Favours this side. Looking for O'Mara, who won a Fitzgibbon Cup medal with UL. Also, get the ball breaks down to Dara Dillon, one of these new players. Dillon going through. Here comes Dara Dillon, and he signals he's a rival. A lovely, tidy score from a very tidy corner forward. 8 points all, Pat.
Yeah, he could have built a tune like Ian Galvin. Great centre of gravity, great pace, and shortened the grip there. Got a lovely point for himself.
The ball out to Kettler again, and Logan Ryan, who's been one of the unsung heroes maybe for Clonlara, going in the wrong direction from Clonlara point of view, goes to ground, gets a ball away to Dylan McMahon, a strong man, gets away from Oisin O'Donnell, gives it the brick flick out to Michael Collins. Collins crosses his own 65, now crosses to Clonlara, to Crusheen 65, turns and shoots, but doesn't have the accuracy on this occasion. It goes out to the left hand side, gone wide, and Donald Toohey with the quick puck out to Killian Mullins into O'Brien, the cornerback. He's been flanked up by Dara Dillon, and here comes Mullins coming up here in front of the stand side, puts this ball down to the corner where it's blocked by Cullum Galvin goes there to Conor O'Donnell, but he's robbed by Pádraig O'Loughlin. Cullum Galvin, one of the great suppliers of a ball, hand passed the ball out to Cahill O'Connell. Here comes Cahill O'Connell, drives it up in, looking for Galvin. It's 1-on-1 between Galvin and Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien does brilliantly, and is he going to find the player outside? He does. It's Jamie Fitzgibbon. Here comes Jamie. Jamie's going to shoot, but he's brilliantly blocked down by Cullum O'Mara. O'Meara sprays the ball across. Collins shot wide from here on number 1. He's going to take on his men. Going to take it on tight Dean. Cuts it inside to Diarmuid Stritch. Stritch just turns on side. And Diarmuid Stritch got her undressed now on, and Clonlara going to the lead. And had a great combination play between Collins and Stritch. It's something we'll be saying probably for years to come.
Absolutely, and brilliant play by the full-back by O'Brien there to deny Ian Galvin initially. But the more you see a Diarmuid Stritch, the more you enjoy watching him, to be honest. But a beautiful point.
9 points to Clonlara, 8 to Crusheen. The puck out from Donald Toohey. Gives it down to Ian O'Brien. O'Brien puts the ball up into the corner. Looking for Cian Dillon. Dillon puts up the hand. Gets it out in front of McMahon, but he's been pulled back. I thought the free, but Jim is given the free from initially back in their own kind of 21 metre line. That foul on Ty Dean as he's coming out. So Donald Toohey ready on his own 21 metre line to take this one. Clonlara had kind of beginning to take over here a small bit.
Yeah, the momentum was with them for the last maybe 12 or 13 minutes. Crusheen certainly the best team for the first 12 or 13 of the half. But look, it's still very even Steven 9-8 to Clonlara. But I suppose Crusheen have done a little bit more hurling over that period of time, and 3 wides in a row there at the left hand side didn't help their cause. But however, they're not going to die down, and Clonlara are in a battle, but they have picked it up.
And I think Ross Hayes has gained a good few yards there with that free. Definitely the free was inside, but he's gained a few yards. Hitting down here towards the Mymore end. Hayes strikes it, a good strike for the ball. This is in around the danger area. Dillon, is he going to put up the hand? Puts up the hand, and the ball makes its way into Murnane. Murnane is blocked down. He's robbed, but it goes out. I'm not too sure. Is it Fergus Kennedy was looking? Is that Jack Chapman, the man? It looks like don't up around there. But Kennedy was claiming a Sheska Cooing, not accruing on this occasion. 9 for Clonlara, 8 for Crusheen. 21 minutes gone. Ella Murnane out towards Diarmuid Stritch. Stritch puts up one hand, goes up one hand to be blocked away by Mullins. He's up. Carl O'Connell, the smallest man in that group, trying to burrow his way around like a rabbit, trying to get it out, trying to get that ball out, not coming up on this occasion. Who's it going to come to? And indeed he has it. He kept fighting away, gives the ball out to McMahon. McMahon, that's a quick strike from McMahon. That's a lovely flick of the wrist from Dylan McMahon. His second point from play. 10 for Clonlara, 8 for Crusheen.
Another class act is Dylan McMahon, Leo. In fairness, that's a gorgeous point again.
Yeah, just small flick of the wrist. Great puck out by Toohey. A great catch by O'Loughlin. Now Clonlara beginning to hit for road. Out to Daniel Maloney. Daniel coming into his own half. Sprays the ball across to Ian Galvin. This is the ball that Galvin loves. Going to take on Gavin O'Brien. But is he coming out? He going to turn off his dip very tight to the sideline. Does he split the post on this occasion? He does. 11 points for Clonlara, 8 for Crusheen, and you can see why Clonlara are one of the favourites to win to lift the Canon Hamilton.
Yeah, but it's absolutely Leo. But it's all about supply. The ball into Galvin was perfect, and he was isolated on his man. And once he turns on that left hand side, there's no way he's going to miss. Classy point. He's third of the game. Diarmuid Stritch has 2, so that the class players are coming to the top, Leo.
Yeah, indeed. 22 minutes gone. That puck off on 2. He gone down the middle, blocked down by McMahon, who was beginning to come toward the 4. Collins is beginning to forage back into his own backline. Out to Colm Galvin. Galvin never hits a bad ball. Gives it to Stritch. Stritch turns and shoots. He's going to come inside from Diarmuid Stritch. And indeed, it is going to come inside. Poetry in motion from the Clonlara lads. And as quick as a flash, they're gone 4 points ahead, Pat.
Yeah, that's the difference. Again, the classy players, Leo, just brilliant shooting. The Diarmuid Stritch again, better he's getting. I think he's in the battle with Ian Galvin to see who has scored the classier points. And at the moment, it's even Steve. I suppose Galvin's one, the second last one, will go down and put him into the lead slightly. But Clonlara, Crusheen do need the next point or two, just settle them down and keep confidence for the second half coming up.
And there's a heavy challenge there on Oisin O'Donnell. I think it was Dylan McMahon. I think both of them were going wholehearted, I think, for the ball. And Dylan McMahon is protesting his innocence over there. And Jim Hickey taking his time to go across. He's having a word with 1 or 2 players, mentors over there, taking time to survey the things. O'Donnell is not a player that goes down lightly, Pat.
No, I don't think any Crusheen man goes down lightly, Leo. They're known for their give and take, as you should, in terms of physicality, and they'll take as much as they'll give. But so obviously there is an injury there, and it's in front of his own dugout, so I suppose he'll get a bit of extra attention from the staff there. But the momentum is somewhat with Clonlara. Again, the shooting of Ian Galvin and Diarmuid Stritch in particular. Dill McMahon got a smashing point there a few minutes ago. 2 points from Dill McMahon actually, 2 smashers, and just class acts. And Crusheen need to get the supply into Kettler, and Breffney Horner has dried up. Fergus Kennedy not in the game either. Cian Dillon not really in the game. Moriarty's picked up a lot of loose ball there midway through the half. So, Crusheen maybe need to reline a little bit, maybe stick in Keane and the edge of the square or something, just try something different.
Yeah, and here's this free over on the far side for Crusheen. As you said, they need a score. It's 12 points to 8 in favour of Crusheen. 34 minutes gone here in the first half. Briefly Horner with the free, doesn't strike this one very well, and is picked up by the centre back Moriarty. As you just speak, he gets the ball out to Oisin O'Brien. O'Brien puts it across. Diarmuid Street put up the hand, but he leaves it to me out to Daniel Maloney. Daniel Maloney shooting, but Daniel Maloney doesn't find the target on this occasion. Goes out to the left and gone wide, and a bit of urgency come up from Donald Toohey. Push the ball out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell has been set up, and he's well robbed there by Colm O'Meara. That loop and puck out. O'Meara turns, and O'Meara out to the right hand side and gone wide. Score remains 12 for Clonlara, 8 for Crusheen, and a bit of puff gone out of Crusheen, Pat.
Yeah, and Donald too, he's a brilliant goalkeeper, as we know. His longer puck outs aren't finding their men at all. Short puck outs fine there early on, but Clonlara haven't given him any short runs, although they have given him this one.
And they just make a liar on this occasion, Pat, as the ball comes out to Oisin O'Donnell, or to Conor O'Donnell. Conor O'Donnell, one of the great servants for Crusheen, puts the ball into Éanna McMahon. Éanna McMahon gives it back to Ross Hayes. Ross Hayes kind of playing back in the sweeper, back to the full back to Ian O'Brien. O'Brien normally is very direct, gets the ball into O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets the ball, flicks away, goes to Breffney Horner. Crusheen could do with a score of any description. Breffney turns off his right, puts the ball into Mullins. Here's a man, just space for Mullins. Mullins goes through, and Mullins puts a horror dressing on. In fairness, he's one of the better players for Crusheen. Killian Mullins brings it back to one score game. Crusheen 9, Clonlara in the lead by 3.
Yeah, good
12.
combination by Horner and Mullins there. And Mullins is covered in the ground, and as the pass was in front of him, and was always going to be over the bar from 55 metres maybe in that position. But they needed it, and they're still well in touch.
Yeah, that puck out from Monaghan went out along the ground to Oisin O'Brien. Galvin is met by the same man. By Mullins. In fairness to Mullins, he's all action. He's involved in, or that's Diarmuid Mullins. He's involved in everything. And Colm Galvin felt the wrath of that one just outside his own 65. And Colm gone down waiting to receive attention. And 12 points to 9 in favour of Clonlara, and a free coming in. And Cahill O'Connell, who would imagine he's there on the spot, ready to take this one. In fairness, Colm Galvin, one of the great servants at Clare hurling, a real character, but there wasn't many better midfielders than him when he was going at his absolute best.
Absolutely, David. At the ages of about 15 and maybe 20 or 21, I always figured he was very little between himself and Tony Kelly. Tony Kelly had the next bit of magic, but I always thought Colm Galvin was an outstanding player. Read the game so well, was always never in a rush, never flustered, not blocked down. Cleaned up in the half-backs often when needed as well to help out. A class act, and good to see him getting back into form again and on his feet again after that tackle as well. Yeah,
and Donald Madden, the Clonlara manager, a man who has from the local parish here in Tulla, he learned his trade here right in this pitch in Dr. Daly Park, and he must be quite happy with the way his charges have come really tearing into this latter part of the first half. Cahill O'Connell shoots down to the road goals, but unfortunately the radar not working on this occasion. Donald Toohey goes short out to Oisin O'Donnell, or out to Tyke Dean, the full back. Tyke puts up along the corner. Clonlara winning all the physical battles and all the possession stakes now down here, especially with McMahon in their own half back line. Line ball for Crusheen, 12-9. What can Crusheen do to give themselves a bit of momentum going in here as the half-time whistle approach? Kettler is moving. Éanna McMahon moving. O'Donnell hits this one gets it across the field. Broken down by Breffney. Breffney Horner gives it to Éanna McMahon. Éanna shoots. It's a hanging shot, but it goes out to the right hand side. A labour kind of a shot from a very good hurler, Éanna McMahon. And here comes Monaghan. Michael Collins gone on a run there, waiting for the ball to come into space. Monaghan doesn't go on this occasion. Goes over the far side. Puts the ball into space where Ian Galvin puts down the hand, doesn't come up with it. Gavin O'Brien, in fairness, is sticking to his task quite well. Puts the ball into, and there's a late challenge over there again. I'm not too sure. Is it Jared Dillon and Clonlara or Crusheen claiming that there was
this time, I think.
Yeah, there could be a court. Looks like there's a court debris coming on this occasion, and Ian Galvin. There was a kind of a loose swing, but
he lost his footing there. Ian did, and I think he just swung out a little bit frustration. Nothing too bad in it. But
gets the
his first touch didn't. Again, getting tight marking there, getting tightly marked there by the defender.
Gavin O'Brien, in fairness, O'Brien is doing well.
O'Brien is doing well, yeah, for sure.
But a free now for.
And nice to see a shake hands between the two players after that as well.
Yeah. All is fair in love and war, and here comes Ross Hayes just outside his own 45. Crusheen could do with some Bit of momentum builder here as we close down towards the end of the first half. Ross Hayes, as his usual composed style, gets this one. This is Reen around the danger area. Horner going to rub his hand for it. But McNamara, the ball comes into Dylan. Keane Dillon loses out to Dylan McMahon. McMahon opens the shoulders and drives this ball up the far side, looking for Daniel Maloney. Maloney goes up, blocks a lovely flick down with one hand, but it comes back to Aina McMahon. McMahon gives it out here. Oh, it's going to be lost, and here comes Collins, and now there's a chance. Here comes Collins. Is he going to go for the green one? Here comes Collins. He's a shot. Oh, and a brilliant block down because out for a Shaska.
No.
It's gone wide. I thought he took a deflection. But I tell you one thing, that's what good players do, Pat. They go for the juggler.
Absolutely, and banged it low. Do you know, he hit it so hard and lowly, it bounced off the ground, and I think it spun wide off the ground, a bit of spinning it.
Here's that ball from Diarmuid Mullins. This is a dangerous one because Dylan and Murnane does well, blocks it out like any good goalkeeper, get away to safety. Good play by the Clonlara goalkeeper. And here comes Clonlara again. Out, Ian Galvin. Look at the touch of pace on this man as he comes out in front of the stand. Can he put 4 points? Jinking feet. This man, he'd be meant for dancing with the stars. Tries to take on the crush. He's been swallowed, but a pass to Maloney. Maloney shoots. Maloney scores. His first score of the game. 13 points to 9. But Galvin is just poetry in motion, Pat.
All created by Ian Galvin. In fact, Ian Galvin was entitled to a free there. He was dragged back, but in fairness, Jim let it go. Maybe he saw the move before we did. And in fairness, Maloney put it over for his first point, and that'll be a confidence booster for him. I think he's had a wide already or two, so good for him. Yeah,
13 points to 9. Clonlara kind of shoving home their superiority here in the first half. Donald too, he going long. Looking for Jamie Fitzgibbon, who's now gone into the middle. Fitzgibbon brings it down one hand, but who's been picked up by Pádraig O'Loughlin. A very economical player is O'Loughlin. Out to Ross Hayes. Hayes comes out like a train, and here he comes taking on the Clonlara gun. He's gone into the Clonlara half. Here he's going the whole way. Bounces. That's his third bounce. I thought he was entitled to a free on that occasion, not accruing, as he was held up by Pádraig O'Loughlin. Kitchener goes to ground. Conor O'Donnell. Everyone came, and who's going to win? A ruck on the 45-metre line. And Jim does call a halt, and there's a few bodies coming together there. So
Clare was down there in the middle of a lot of pulling. He was in danger for a while. I'm glad Jim did blow it up. Bit of shamazzle, Leo.
And now there's a second shamazzle, and I think Jim got a bit of he kind of got turned over himself there a small bit. He might be off maybe to blow the Fado, get on the home or on Shin, and let the
I thought two teams came maybe 10 seconds sooner. You know, when the Maliba started, because the ball wasn't coming out. I know for sure Clonlara was down and there was Hurley slaking around the place. I'm not necessarily saying there was anything intentional, but you know, the hunger for the ball was serious, and then it developed a bit. But in fairness to Jim, the game has flowed brilliantly. He hasn't getting no soft frees, or he hasn't tried to be the star of the show. So if we want to flow in game, we have to accept that too. Yeah,
we've a bit of RG over there on the far side as the Minters are in on the field, a field of play on both sides, and there's a kind of coming together over there on the far side. So look at tensions boiling up here a bit in Dr. Daly Park. Look, there's a lot at stake. And the officials, John Bugler from Whitegate, one of the top referees, if not one of the top referee in the county, having a word with Jim. John was very, very close to it. And Jim is normally a cool, composed character, and he's taking his time. There is a couple of players down. Players are saying that there was a use of a swing of a hurley, but there seems to be two individual different battles going on, Pat. And
yeah, there was a kind of round 1 and round 2 there. Now there may have been a Clonlara man in a bit of danger on the ground as well, but I just thought I picked up Clonlara, isn't he number
13? Yeah, he was
there. Yeah, in a bit of trouble. He's still down, I think.
Ross Hayes probably entitled to a free going in.
Possibly. But you know, Leo, if you take on those runs and you bounce it 2 or 3 times off the ground, and you keep on another tackle, unless you're, I don't know. Rob Downey did in the All-Ireland final, but he had no one come near him. In this case, the Clonlara lads were putting in the tackles, and maybe if there was a runner with Ross Hayes that he could have seen, but there wasn't any obvious hand pass. But a brilliant run by him, but he didn't get the free. As Jim is letting things flow, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's after letting 2 yellow cards flow now as well by to Oisin O'Brien, and Conor O'Donnell, 2 of the more experienced players on both sides, and he's given the free, so a free in for Crusheen, so that backs up our point that maybe the free should have been given a bit earlier. It's probably going to be the last action of the first half here in a broadcast brought you here on Clare GATV in association with Stream Sports Services, and Ross Hayes with his 45-metre free for Crusheen should be bringing the first half to a conclusion. Can he bring it back to a one-score game? Indeed, he drills it. Not too sure.
Yeah.
It's gone out to the right hand side and gone wide, and a poor miss there from Ross Hayes, and with that with that, Jim Hickey calls the half-time to a conclusion. And to be interested to see Donald Madden calling the Clonlara players over to him, so they don't want both the two teams going in the one direction at the same time. So good management from Madden on that occasion, and giving a chance for the tensions to drop down and tempers to boil. They have already boiled over to cool down a bit. So at half-time, Pat, Clonlara full value for their 4-point lead.
Totally, Leo. The first 10-12 minutes, Crusheen, the better side, got some lovely scores, moved well. Then Clonlara picked it up and, got some great scores themselves, especially Stritch and Ian Galvin. So that was an unfortunate piece of a free there to bring it back to 3.
Yeah, and indeed, with that, we are going to take our half-time break here in Dr. Daly Park. Keep tuned in as you will see the highlights coming here for the first half from Dr. Daly Park. Please come back and join us later for the second half. It's 13 points to 9 in favour of Clonlara. All here, very direct on side, and the umpire points the other, and up goes the white flag. Crusheen to Cian Dillon. Cian Dillon opens the shoulders, up puts the ball over the bar. Is 3 to Killian Mullins. To be a great throw, to be one of the best scores you see. Yeah. That's a real team. Strikes this one, strikes it straight and through and over the bar. Makes it. He doesn't come inside the post. He does. It comes off the post. Here's Conor O'Donnell. Go through for Crusheen. Crusheen, 6 points. Clouds escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown. But Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots. Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed, it is coming inside the post. 5 points.
Enough.
And that puck out from Donald Toohey out to Ian McMahon. Robbed by Diarmuid Stritch over the bar. O'Donnell on the run. Does it come inside? That's a tremendous score from Crusheen. Only Aidan Moriarty. Moriarty's touch not as good as usual, but he gets the ball to Dylan McMahon. McMahon sprays the ball into Galvin. Lovely low ball. Exactly what Galvin wants. Oh, what a pick up. And he plays a bit of football. It goes back to pick up the Hurley. That's worth the admission. 50 metres. Cullum turns and Cullum shoots. And Cullum puts it over the bar to Daly Park. And here comes Tots. Catch with a lovely nonchalant strike. And he's back in Logan Ryan. And Logan Ryan loses it out to Horner. And Horner puts it over the bar. These new players. Dillon going through. Here comes Darragh Dillon. And he signals he's a rival to Diarmuid Stritch. Stritch just turns on side. And Diarmuid Stritch. McMahon. That's a quick strike from McMahon. That's a lovely flick of the wrist from Dillon. He turns, going to turn off. He's very tight to the sideline. Does he split the post on this occasion? Stritch turns and shoots. He's going to come inside from Diarmuid Stritch. And indeed, it is to Mullins. Here's a man, just space for Mullins. Mullins goes through, and Mullins puts a spot, but a pass to Maloney. Maloney shoots. Maloney scores. His first score of the game. 13 points. It is with referee Horner, who has been their marksman supreme. Horner 1 point all here, very direct on side, and the umpire points the other, and up goes the white flag. Crusheen to Cian Dillon. Cian Dillon opens the shoulders, up puts the ball over the bar. Is 3 to Killian Mullins. To be a great throw, to be one of the best scores you see. Yeah. That's a real team. Strikes this one, strikes it straight and through and over the bar. Makes it. He doesn't come inside the post. He does. It comes off the post. Here's Conor O'Donnell. Go through for Crusheen. Crusheen, 6 points. Clouds escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown. But Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots. Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed, it is coming inside the post. 5 points. Enough. And that puck out from Donald Toohey out to Ian McMahon. Robbed by Diarmuid Stritch over the bar. O'Donnell on the run. Does it come inside? That's a tremendous score from Crusheen. Only 8 Moriarty. Moriarty's touching not as good as usual, but he gets the ball to Dylan McMahon. McMahon sprays the ball into Galvin. Lovely low ball. Exactly what Galvin wants. Oh, what a pick up. And he plays a bit of football. It goes back to pick up the Hurley. That's worth the admission. 50 metres. Cullum turns and Cullum shoots. And Cullum puts it over the bar to Daly Park. And here comes Tots. Catch with a lovely nonchalant strike. And he's back in Logan Ryan. And Logan Ryan loses it out to Horner. And Horner puts it over the bar. These new players. Dillon going through. Here comes Dara Dillon. And he signals he's a rival to Diarmuid Stritch. Stritch just turns on sight. And Diarmuid Stritch. McMahon. That's a quick strike from McMahon. That's a lovely flick of the wrist from Dillon. He's going to turn off his hip very tight to the sideline. Does he split the post and dislocate? Stritch turns and shoots. He's going to come inside from Diarmuid Stritch. Indeed, it is to Mullins. Here's a man, just space for Mullins. Mullins goes through and Mullins puts a swallow, but a pass to Maloney. Maloney shoots. Maloney scores. His first score of the game. 13 points. puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown, but Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots, Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 5 clouds escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown, but Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots, Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 6 points for Crusheen. Yeah, you're all very welcome back here to Dr. Daly Park in Tulla for the second half of this Group 1 Championship encounter. This do-or-die game between Clonlara and Crusheen, and the second half is just on. Clonlara in the lead by 13 points to 9, and Alan Moran defending the goals at the road end here for the start of the second half. And McMahon who opened the scoring. That's Dylan McMahon. He opened the scoring in the first half. Is he opened the scoring in the second half? And indeed he is, and that's a quick start to the second half. Who I'm joined with Pat McNamara here, analysis. 14 points to 9. McMahon, a serious operator, setting the template already for the second half, Pat.
Yeah, 3 scoring stars for Clonlara. Dylan McMahon with 3, Damon Stritch with 3, and Ian Galvin with 3 also. So that's how it's going at the moment. And Crusheen we'll have to try and limit that somehow.
Yeah, and Clonlara, a ball goes in over the top to Ian Galvin. Ian Galvin trying to get away from Gavin O'Brien. And O'Brien does very well, sticking to his manfully to that task, trying to come away. Swings back totally towards Galvin. Ian, who picked up a yellow card there towards the end of the first half. A scoreline in the other game in this group is at half time. It was 6 Mile Bridge, 16 points. St. Joseph's Dura Barefoot 1 goal and 6. So Crusheen, you would imagine that the Bridge are going to kick on there and win that game as expected. And so it's all down here to what are Crusheen going to do. They're now 5 points down against Clonlara. They have a 7 point or 8 point deficit now to make up here if they're going to progress to the quarter final. And Donald Toohey with a free down in the very corner here in Dr. Daly Park, close to the stand, drives it out into the middle. Dylan McMahon going to go up into the air. Kettler goes up in there. No one coming down with the ball. Conor O'Donnell gone out there being chased by Moriarty. O'Donnell is a very economical player, and there's a chance for O'Donnell. The ball breaks through, but Dylan McMahon puts the ball out. Cian Dillon takes down Ocean O'Brien and some way. Dylan, is he going to have a shot? Dylan shooting from over on the left hand side, but I think play is being held up. there was, I think, a kind of a coming together of the players, Pat. Maybe you might have got a better view. O'Brien went very quick down to the ground, and it takes a fair bit to put down Oisin O'Brien.
Well, Oisin is one of those lads who has as tough as nails over the years. Years ago, he was on a squad we were involved with, as was a few more. TUS was another one of those years ago, and Oisin O'Brien was known for his steel then, so he doesn't go down easily. I didn't see a whole lot wrong happening, to be honest. John, the consultant, all right. I didn't genuinely see it because I was watching Cian Dillon to see would he get the breaking ball open over the bar. As it happens, I think it went wide, but Jim is waiting for. There's a lot of consultation going on there.
There's a bit of a technology malfunction over there on the far side, and John Bugler, he's now the communications expert over there on the far side as he fixes free that. Anyway. But it's a free in for Crusheen. It's an indirect free, I would imagine. By the way, Oisin O'Donnell is going to take this one. So looking for movement. Crusheen have to find some score of some semblance from this move if they can. Who's going to make the run? O'Donnell, and he gives it out to us, Breffney Horner. Horner being well picked up there by Paul McNamara. O'Mara coming out, being chased there by Cian Dillon. Gets the ball. Oisin O'Brien isn't going to dilly-dally, but puts the ball out into space where it's going to be picked up by Jamie Fitzgibbon. But here's the man you don't want to lose the ball to. Is Diarmuid Stritch with the economy of effort. Stritch turns, and Stritch puts out, unlike him, puts it out to the left and wide. And the quick puck out from Donald Toohey out to Jamie Fitzgibbon. Jamie is... Two of the young guns come up again him, and Fitzgibbon does well, held on to the ball. Here comes Galvin back now, coming towards his own half back then, puts the ball back to another man, Aidan Moriarty, who just nonchalantly puts that ball across into the middle. O'Mara takes the challenge of Fergus Kennedy. O'Mara gets away from Kennedy, going through. O'Mara shot and script. Kennedy does well. Donald Toohey, you could hear him calling for that one up in Ballinrowan, and the ball comes out to Gavin O'Brien. You're live here on Clare GATV in association with Stream Sport here from Dr. Daly Park. It's 14 points to 9 in favour of Clonlara. That ball up to Colm Galvin. Galvin in the middle of the field, going to have a pot shot. A shot from Galvin, puts the ball in and puts it over the bar for the stick of Colm Galvin. Normally good for a score or two, Pat, and he comes up trumps again on this occasion. 15 points to 9 in favour of Clonlara, and they're really kind of confirming their superiority.
Colm was often good for 3 or 4 in fairness in his day, Leo, and nice to see him getting on the scoreboard there, and that's so nice for Crusheen obviously, but 15-9 now, the gap is opening, and Crusheen really have to get going soon. I probably will need at least one green flag or maybe 2 to get that scoring difference the way they want it.
And that ball goes down from Donald Toohey down to Cian Dillon. Dillon gives it to Breffney Horner. Horner is going through. He's been pulled back by Dylan McMahon. He's been fouled by Dylan McMahon, and there's a swing back, and I think Dylan McMahon is gone down. And the challenges, there's a lot of players gone down. There's a lot of hefty challenges, and maybe not swinging with Hurley going back. That's what Dylan is probably complaining about on this occasion. But
yeah,
Jim does a
battle, Leo, in fairness, and as the Jim is really good, very easy going, as you will say today, which is fine. We're enjoying the spectacle. It's flowing away, and free into Crusheen, which they badly need it.
Yeah, and Breffney, they put one wide just before half time from Ross Hayes. They definitely need this one, and he delivers with aplomb. 15 points it's in favour of Crusheen. I see, is it Jayton McMahon is warming up there for the former captain of Clonlara. Jayton McMahon warming up there on the far side. He has someone picked up an injury this occasion as the ball goes shot from Murnane to Paul Mack, out to Murnane. Murnane has really added a lot to the Clonlara team since he came into the goal. Galvin turns. Galvin shoot. This is going to come inside the ball. Donald Toohey was let that ball go as Darragh Dillon was lighting with intent. Donald Toohey, is he going to go short? He goes out for Killian Mullins. Mullins, who had a good first half for Crusheen, puts a lovely low ball out to Conor. What a catch from O'Donnell, and he got to the ground. He was on one knee. He was like a lad at Sunday mess. The ball comes into Éanna McMahon and Dylan McMahon. It's Éanna McMahon. There's a Éanna McMahon shoots, gone wide, should be coming back for the free. Another player I thought maybe Pat might have seen inter-county action for Clare in the past, Éanna McMahon, a very good hurler at underage and carrying that form right through to senior, Pat.
Yeah, he was a guy that we were all watching maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, he was very, very promising at the time. At times a class act in his earlier days for Crusheen seniors. He looked very, very promising. Still a sound hurler, but maybe just didn't take it on that extra step. But I suppose, tis only the elite few get to the very, very top, Leo.
Yeah, and as you can see for Ross Hayes to narrow the deficit, as McMahon is going through an extensive warm up over there on the far side with I think it's Ger O'Connell is giving him a bit of advice over there now. Ger, who was who done a great job this year by bringing the Clare Miners to the All-Ireland final. Unfortunately, they didn't get over the line against Waterford, but that's nothing in defeat. Here's Ross Hayes with his free 50 metres out from the Clonlara goal. Hayes, does he deliver it? Indeed, he delivers it with a plum. We're back to 4 points, and Crusheen just need to drive on, Pat. 15 points to 11 in favour of Clonlara.
Yeah, 4 point margin is nothing at all to worry about. You know, you can easily bring that back. Once it goes past the 5 or 6 mark, is getting into danger territory and green flag territory. But they've got 2 back, and let's see, can they build on that now? Yeah,
Oisin O'Donnell trying to bring the challenge to Clonlara. Colm Galvin doing a bit of soccer out there. We're here, a skirmish here right in front of the stand here around the middle of the field. Who's coming out with it? It is Diarmuid Mullins. Gives it back to Ross Hayes. Ross Hayes gives it back to Killian Mullins. Killian Mullins gives it back to Tyke Dean. Tyke Dean, Townless personified at full back. Gets the ball. O'Donnell was kind of sold one there, but it comes out to Kennedy. Kennedy puts the ball into Horner. There's plenty of space if Horner can win it, but Paul McMahon is doing well. Ably assisted by O'Mara. McNamara does well. Pops the ball off to Dylan McMahon. Dylan McMahon with that lovely flick of the wrist should be safe meat and drink for Donald Toohey. Donald Toohey, what a servant he has been to Club and County. Puts that ball out towards Kennedy. Kennedy gets the ball in here into Éanna McMahon, who seems to be kind of gone up into a forward role, but loses it out to Stritch. Stritch just to the flick of the wrist, and Diarmuid Stritch, another class score from one of the real up and coming players, not only in Clare but in the country. Makes it 16 points to 11 in favour of Crusheen. Diarmuid Stritch now at centre forward doing very, very well.
Well, the ball broke loose for a split second. He got it up, a swivel of the feet, a lovely pivot straight over the bar. Just so everything he's doing is class today, Leo.
Ball poked out to Horner. Horner has a chance to go, and here he goes, being pulled back, and he's wondering why Jim didn't let it off, and just looking at Donald too. He taken that last puck out. He was nearly out on the 14, but I didn't hit it. He said, the man who was famously pulled up in Cusick Park at a Munster under 20 final for that square ball, and
we'll never forget it.
And it led to a winner for Tipperary on the same night, winning the Munster Championship. But Toohey, what a servant he has been, and a free for Breffney Horner, and Crusheen need every score they can get now at this stage to pull back the deficit. As you see, can they progress to the quarterfinals? Here comes Horner with his 40 metre free, 15 metres in from the far side and on the Bodyke side. Horner strikes it towards the road goals here and puts it over the bar. 16 points to 12 in favour of Clonlara. Adam Murnane, the goalkeeper for Clonlara, and this year after his transfer from Pertine, goes out towards Michael Collins. Oisin O'Donnell blocks it down to Colm Galvin, not the man you'd want to be blocking the ball down to. And the ball he's been pushed on the back there by, I think, was it Oisin O'Donnell? Yes, on this occasion. Oisin not happy with Jim's decision. Of course, you'll never be happy when you've given away a free, and Cathal O'Connell makes his way out there towards where John Bugler is supervising operations over there on her side. So a chance for Cathal O'Connell. 40 minutes, 10 minutes gone here in the second half. It hasn't really caught fire like the first half did, Pat. You'd wonder what can Crusheen do to really make a real battle out of this.
It's just a slight inevitability that kind of Clonlara are going to stay the 4 or 5 points ahead. Tots could put them 5 again. It's 5 again. But having said that, once it's only 4 or 5, it's bringable back for Crusheen, but they're not showing the signs that up front the magic is there. Cian Dillon edge of the square now to see what happens.
Yeah, and that shot from Cathal O'Connell goes out to the right and gone wide, and looks like Crusheen are going for experience. And I think he's a Jerry O'Grady is coming on. Looks like he's a Jerry O'Grady, another man. What a servant this man has been for Crusheen, and I'm not too sure who's going off. Is it Breffney Horner who's going off?
Yeah,
there is a change indeed.
Breffney Horner seems to be moving.
I know he'd been carrying an injury.
No, he's not gone off.
Is he gone out towards wing forward? Yeah. Indeed, it's Éanna McMahon is the man it looks like he's gone off.
Quite enough by his standards as well.
Yeah, so they're rejigging operations here in Dr. Daly Park, and Éanna McMahon makes his way off as Donald Toohey makes his way out towards to Gavin O'Brien. Gavin O'Brien gives that ball out to Pádraig O'Loughlin. Jamie came strong there, gives it out to Daniel Maloney. Maloney puts a lovely ball. That's a lovely ball in towards Galvin. He's going to take on O'Brien. Here comes Galvin, and here comes Galvin. Lovely flick of the wrist, but I think that's gone out to the left and gone wide. He changed his mind a couple of times about shooting, and the score remains 16 for Clonlara, Crusheen 12, and great puck out from Toohey. Can he find Fitzgibbon? Fitzgibbon comes off his hand and goes out over the line. Maybe Crusheen having to force it a bit, Pat, when you're under pressure coming from behind.
Yeah, Jamie Fitzgibbon has been a great player for them for a good number of years now. Not maybe at his best today. He needs to roar into it. That's what he needed to hold on to. And the small little things turn games like that. Good possession now for Clonlara again. Yeah, and there stretches a flick of an eye, a twink of an eye. He just loses a couple of players but puts it out to the right hand side and gone wide. And Donald Madden
there's no doubt you can see him kind of waving over there. You know, what Clonlara are going to be working with on during the week this week. That puck out from Toohey goes long, looking for Jerry O'Grady. Jerry O'Grady does well, wins that ball. One of the only players using that cool tech, puts it down to Horner. Horner robbed by Michael Collins, but Horner robs it, gets it back off him, takes on Dylan McMahon. Horner going towards the goals. Now his ball going to stay inside. Dylan and Murnane doing very, very well. He's always been a top class goalie, Pat, and you know, getting his chance to play at senior ranks.
Whatever club he's involved with, he's been outstanding, and it's great to see him getting his chance now at this level. Yeah,
that ball from Collins puts the ball towards Huts up in the corner, being picked up by Ross Hayes. Crusheen are going to need a big second half from Ross Hayes. Gives the ball out to Diarmuid Mullins. Here comes Killian Mullins. Killian Mullins puts the ball up to Kettler. Kettler does well to block the ball. Does a player gone running inside. He gives the ball back to Diarmuid Mullins. Diarmuid puts the ball blocked up. O'Grady has 3 catches already, trying to take on his men, trying to worry his way through. The ball is picked up by Fergus Kindy. Doesn't come. O'Grady trying to pick it up, but it's Paul McNamara, economical of effort, gets the ball out to Collins. Collins going to take it on Oisin O'Donnell, being pulled back by Oisin O'Donnell. Good advantage play from Jim Hickey, and here's the man you want. Stretch coming through like a train through the middle, and the train puts that one out to the right hand side and gone wide, and another day he could have 5 or 6 points got, but
it's his 8th shot on goal. Leo, he's put 5 per over, should have got the other 2, but he's still absolutely brilliant to watch.
That's a great ball. Oisin O'Donnell, O'Mara didn't buy that one on that occasion. And again, another wide, and frustration there for
a lull of class now in the game, Leo. There's silly shooting and fellas not steadying themselves. Just one of those moments in a game that can happen.
And the ball is out to Mullins. Mullins gives it out to Ian O'Brien. Ian O'Brien doesn't know here, stretches. He doesn't shoot in this occasion. Puts the ball in to Tots. Tots is robbed by Diarmuid Mullins. Comes to Daniel Maloney. Maloney is pushed out of the way. In fairness to the 2 Mullins boys, they have played well for Crusheen. Diarmuid opens the shoulders, puts this ball down on top of Murnane. Murnane just inside the goals, gets rid of it quick, gets it out of his own danger area, out towards Ian O'Brien and Collins. Collins gets a great catch, out to Stretch. Stretch goes into traffic, where Ian O'Brien, this man is a very, very economical cornerback. He's a man, Pat, that maybe might capture the eye of Brian Lohan. You know, he's a very... economy.
I'm not sure of his age, Leo. Maybe you are. He's one of the younger lads, but certainly he's impressed today. The way he approaches that ball, it's as if he's going to get there first, and it doesn't matter what's in his way. So quite impressive, in fairness. 16 points at 12. 15 minutes gone here in the second half. Here live in Clare J Sport from Dr. Daly Park in association with Stream Sport. And Ross Hayes with a chance, and you know, with all the play superiority and possession that Clonlara have, if Ross Hayes puts this over, we're back to a 1-score game. And I mean, Clonlara will be maybe kicking themselves now that they have gone into a lull of silly shooting and maybe not steadying up, putting them over the bar. Having said that, Leo, they seem to be at the comfort, and you think they can pick it up again if they have to. That's the impression you get watching it anyway.
We are back to a 1-score game. It's 16 points for Clonlara, 13 points for Crusheen. That one from Ross Hayes, about 6 to post. The ball out towards Fitzgibbon and Stretch. The young and the maybe not so young at this set. Stretch flicks that ball into the middle towards Daniel Maloney. Maloney turns, and is he going to give the pass to McMahon? He's gone. Here's Dylan McMahon. Dylan McMahon going through. Ian Galvin is loose. Here's Galvin. Galvin with that dancing feet just turns. He's a classic. Just turns and makes a bit of space. Puts it over the bar. Just when the need arises, up steps Galvin, the captain. Yeah, this captain role seems to suit him, Pat.
2 off his left and 2 off his right, Leo, in the game, and 1 out, as we said in the first half, had a brilliant point altogether. Nothing too shady about that point either. So he's just keeping that comfortable gap, 4 points, and that's what you think that Clonlara can pick it up that little bit to a higher level if they need to. So I think Crusheen do need a goal to lift this game and change the whole tenor of it.
Yeah, and that belonged clearance from Donald too. He comes out to Jerry O'Grady. Jerry, not in the essence of youth for regarding senior hurlers, but what a servant he has been. The ball comes out to Logan. Logan Ryan, he's coming up out around the middle of the field. He get away with that one, gives it out to Dylan McMahon. Dylan McMahon is being rugby tackled to the ground by Oisin O'Donnell, and you know, tired bodies, tired minds, and is the Crusheen challenge maybe, you know, look, there's no doubt Crusheen will always keep going to the end, but there's concern over there on the far side. Is it Paul McNamara for Clonlara? He's gone down injured over there on the far side.
Paul has been playing well as well.
Another man he's had a very good 45 minutes at cornerback, and he's getting a bit of physio over there. Dylan McMahon, right along the park with his free for Clonlara. Can he add to the lead that Clonlara have with 17 points to 13? McMahon who was on the Clare panel also when they won the All-Ireland. McMahon with that lovely just sharp flick at the wrist. And once again gone out to the left-hand side and gone wide. And there seems to be Malays here at the Mymore end. And Donald Toohey with the puck out, looking for Conor O'Donnell, very close to the sideline. Conor, and another day, Conor O'Donnell will get that. There's another man, a commie of effort. He's Aidan Moriarty, another very stylish player. Stritch, not afraid to shoot. Does it come inside? Indeed, I think this one does come inside. And that is met with a roar of approval from the Clonlara supporters. 18 points to 13 in favour of Clonlara. Another good score from the stick at Dermot Stritch, and there's no doubt, I think coming by this time in 12 months' time, we'll be hoping that maybe Dermot Stritch will be part of a Clare team was just after winning an All-Ireland title. There's no doubt he will have a lot to say. Donald Toohey with the puck out coming for Crusheen. Players not moving around as with the efficiency as they did in the earlier stages. He goes down towards Cian Dillon. The ball breaks down to Fergus Kennedy, and Kennedy in fairness does well. Here comes the lad I think has been very impressive is Killian Mullins. Tried to take the challenge, gets the ball back out towards Jerry O'Grady. The ball bypasses Luke Kettler, and Kettler gets back and gets it, gives it to Cian Dillon. Dillon trying to take on the Crusheen challenge. Dillon, who was one of the best defenders in County Holland, and that ball comes out to O'Grady. That's a tremendous score. It was Luke Kettler, and he, in fairness for his effort, he deserved that score. 18-14, Pat.
Yeah, Luke is a very skillful player, Leo. It is a good target man in the first half. Great he got that point for his own sake, because he offers a good bit to up front for Crusheen, and that was after a lot of fighting for the ball in the middle of the field and in traffic, and he just got a snapshot. And Conor DC, sorry, that's the other game there. Oh yeah.
A puck
out. Down this third point. 119 to 28 for
the bridge.
Yeah,
and Monahan puts his ball down and top fortune on it. O'Donnell with a good old bat down comes to O'Grady. O'Grady went very close to the ground. O'Donnell coming away for Crusheen. He also had played with the county. Conor O'Donnell being chased by O'Mara, being robbed by O'Mara, and Moriarty. This fella just walks away at his ease there at centre back into Jayden McMahon, who's on, the former captain, who is on for Clonlara. Out to Collins being robbed by Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien has been impressive. The ball comes up to Cian Dillon out here, out at 65 metres out, puts the ball in, looking for Breffney Horner and Paul McNamara. Is Horner going to take him on? McNamara keeps him outside. Horner turns and shoots. We're back to a one-score game. In fairness to Crusheen, they do not die. There's a tremendous spirit in that red jersey. 18 for Clonlara, 15 for Crusheen. Not too sure who's gone off. I know that Jayden McMahon is on for Clonlara. We'll see in a moment who's gone off.
Colm Galvin gone?
It is Colm Galvin is off. Colm Galvin is gone off, and that puck out from Monahan goes out to O'Mara coming across, and he's on 60 on the Crusheen 65, turns and shoots at the road goals, but doesn't attack the post. Goes out to the right hand side. Donald Toohey in a hurry with the puck out, gives the ball out to the always available Killian Mullins. Mullins goes direct, puts this ball into corner. Can Horner into the corner for Horner, but Horner loses. Paul McNamara loses it. Horner, can he get up and have a run? Loses out. Oisin O'Brien comes out. O'Brien is blocked down by Fergus Kennedy to the great severance of the game, and Oisin O'Brien
with something.
There was a fly. He was just betting away a fly that had come onto the field here in Dr. Daly Park, and a line ball going to be taken by Pádraig O'Loughlin. Pádraig, who started out his career as a goalkeeper, went to the forwards and now proving his versatility back in the backs. It's a great crossfield ball into space for who else? Who's there? Ollie Galvin, as he makes outside. Out to the 65 mark, puts a lovely nonchalant ball in for Collins. Collins will be trying to turn and tie Dean. Well, I tell you, Dean is a very, very sticky customer at full back. Does very well, taking out the challenge of Collins, coming away out. Gets the ball out to Cian Dillon. Dillon gone back and in the back, overhits that pass to Common Eskell to Jamie Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon being chased by Dara Dillon. Gives it back out to Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien not to be messing around with Dermot Stritch, but Dermot shoots again a jumper. Puts it as he gone out, gone over the wall, out and left and gone wide. 18 for Clonlara, 15 for Crusheen. 10 minutes left here in the second half. Crusheen need a score. They need a score now. That ball comes down to Horner. Horner wins this ball away from the challenge. Finding it hard to get up from the challenge. And there's a tip on the hurley. I think maybe Aidan Moriarty was the guilty party on this occasion. And a chance for Clonlara, or for Crusheen, to bring it back to a 2-point game. But however, bringing it back to close, they have to get ahead, and ahead by 3 points.
They have to do that, and this is a chance, I suppose. 3 points, the margin in terms of this game and result, 3 points is absolutely nothing. But they have to think ahead to the overall picture as well in the mathematics of it. And the only thing is, look at that, there's only 51 minutes gone. There's at least 10 or 11 minutes to go. This brings it back to 2 points, isn't it?
Yeah, brings it back to.
They did very well, but it went over.
The important thing is it's got a head on dress now, and then with 8 minutes left plus injury time in Dr. Daly Park is Clonlara 18, Crusheen 16.
They'll see a hope now, Leo.
Yeah, there's no doubt they should come with a burst, but here comes Collins. Collins goes to ground, gets his head, whatever. There's a irate Crusheen men over there. That hand pass. There's a chance here for Jake McMahon, but he drops it. But who's in there? Oli Galvin. And Galvin puts it over the bar, makes it a 3-point game again. Turning in a real contender for man of the match here in Dr. Daly Park. And you can't say that he's Marco Gavin O'Brien is playing poor either, but Galvin is just a class act. Ball out from Toohey. Puts the ball out towards Luke Kettler. Kettler beaten, and here comes Pádraig O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin, he's a lovely ball down the corner for Galvin. Galvin, and he's out in front. Is he going to take him on? Who's going to run into space? Galvin gets out, turns and shoots, but again, like the last time, changed his mind, and Donald Toohey polices that one out over the in line and wide. 19-16. Is there a sub coming on? There's another sub coming on for Clonlara. Is this Owen Bigley? And yeah, is it Owen Bigley is coming in for Clonlara? Looks like it, or is it?
Dara Dillon going on.
No, it is Owen Bigley, and indeed it is Dara Dillon. Owen Bigley, a man who has suffered injury, a member of the Clare minor team that won the All-Ireland and Minor Ireland a couple of years ago. So, he'd be coming on to maybe show his paces and hopefully get a place in the first 15 for the quarter final. He's not going to weaken things by any stretch of the imagination. Here comes Donald Toohey. Toohey drives this one down the middle. He's route one now for Crusheen. Down on top of Cian Dillon is Cian Dillon and Dylan McMahon. But here's Moriarty. Moriarty is very economical at 6 pet. I always liked him as a player. Started out in the forwards. He does everything just nice and tidy.
Yeah, I think he was on the Clare training squad a couple of years back as well, and looks like he's up to that standard. Wide.
That's not up to the usual Michael Collins standard.
Michael Collins has been good on the ball a good bit. Hasn't really delivered an awful lot of a finish. We know the class he has, and he has done it this year already. So Crusheen or Clonlara putting up a nice score with some other some other players not firing too well is a great sign for them, and he's really bringing on Clare minors or ex-Clare minors to this late in the game to see it out as well. So it's just the strength of their squad. Whereas Crusheen are bringing on the likes of maybe Jerry O'Grady, who was an absolutely iconic legend for them, but I suppose you do need fresh legs to see out these games.
Yeah, and there's a Oisin O'Donnell protesting over a line ball over there, but I do think he came off his stick or off his hand out over the line. And is there a sub coming on? Indeed, Daniel Maloney he's gone off for Clonlara. Not too sure who's on as of yet. It looks like he's Michael Clancy. Indeed, it is Clancy is on for Clonlara. What a touch from Galvin. But O'Brien does well. Ross Hayes comes in. Ross Hayes being pulled back by Galvin. Gets the ball out towards Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien, Clonlara or Crusheen have to go route one down to Kennedy. Kennedy does well. Wins the ball. Gets it here out to Kennedy. Wins it again at the second time and shoots, but puts it out to the right hand side and gone wide. And looks like Clonlara kind of stumbling their way towards the quarter-final of the championship. Even
3 points in it all, if anything broke around the square and they could manage a goal, you'll be talking about a savage maybe last 3 or 4 minutes. But
Crusheen not looking
for goals.
Looking for goals.
No.
Here's a man that's going looking for one. Then O'Mara, they're looking for a goal here. Collins here's O'Mara. He's gone in. He's gone the whole way in, and the ball breaks in. He flicks that ball out to Ross Hayes. An old-fashioned strike. Now this is what you want. Down towards the square. If Horner catches this one, and it broke out to Kettler, just to broke away from him. Again, who's there? Aidan Moriarty out to Dylan McMahon. McMahon puts the ball to corner up to Collins. Dean. Oh, that's a great catch from Collins. Without the hurley, shows a bit of handball, gets it into the former captain, Jayton McMahon. Does McMahon split the post? Indeed, he does split the post. 20 points for Clonlara, 16 points for Crusheen. In fairness to McMahon, Jayton McMahon, he's been impressive enough since he came in, Pat.
He's been a good hurler for a while, Leo. Clonlara man down at the moment, but he's been a very, very good hurler for a while, and obviously come back in late to the game today. It means he's fit again, and again, it's the strength of the squad, Leo. Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, Clonlara certainly have. We know 20-21 guys will contribute in the championship game. All fit young fellas. And this is without John Conlon, we have to add as well. the half-back line has been very, very good. Moriarty, O'Loughlin, and of course Dylan McMahon has been outstanding throughout the game. Tested well early on by Crusheen, but just not tested enough, I think, and they're mopping up there an awful lot. So look at, I said, we have said it before, we'll say it again, if Crusheen don't get a goal and fast, there's only one outcome here, and that's a Clonlara toppling the group at their ease, and the Bridge very happy with themselves as well.
Yeah, and Dylan McMahon is gone off, and I suppose in fairness to Donald Madden, doing the right thing, not taking a chance of leaving him on a bit longer, and onto the team for Clonlara has come Brian McLeish, and Colin O'Mara showing his versatility. He's gone back into the backs. That's the one thing about Clonlara also, Pat. Their players are very flexible. They can play in almost any position. As
very movable, yeah.
Ian Galvin out around wing forward midfield. That puck out from Donald too. He goes down to Dylan. Who's the one by O'Mara? Here's a chance for Jamie Fitzgibbon. There is a gap. Fergus Kennedy, the poachers inside. Here's a chance. Kennedy has it. Kennedy has a goal. And now it's 1-16 for Crusheen. 20 points for Clonlara. There's no doubt Dylan McMahon gone off, and maybe it was taking a bit of time for Clonlara to reorganise. But I tell you, Kennedy, he's always good for a goal, and he comes up. Now it's in the Belted, but again, 1 point differential in the corner. And if Crusheen were to get another green flag, it would make it very, very interesting.
And they haven't tested Alamurnan all day, but the one chance they got, they took with a great pass, in fairness, after the run into Kennedy, and he finished with a plum. Now, can Ian Galvin lift it? Oh, look at this. Collins is gone, but Dean is after him. In fairness to Dean, he done very well. Collins there on his own, gets the ball out to McLeish. McLeish turns. What a score! What a contribution from the substitute. Brian McLeish, in fairness, didn't panic, showed a good bit of composure. 21-1-16. Just gives him that cushion again, Pat. Lovely score from McLeish. I'm not sure if his father's a Killuman. I think he is. But either way, that was a class score. Lovely little shimmy inside to make the space. And Clonlara can relax somewhat again. But, with probably 4 minutes of hurling left, maybe 5, another goal. If one can come, a second one can come. That make it very, very interesting indeed.
Yeah, here's that puck out to Ian O'Brien. Ian O'Brien gets the ball out to Ocean, out to Ross. Now he's route one. They have to go look for green ones. The ball comes up to Kennedy. Kennedy, in fairness, has had a good game. Gets the ball out to Kessler. Paul McNamara gets it back. Here, out to Logan Ryan. Ryan drills the ball down. McLeish puts up the hand. Doesn't come down with it. Tots with the flick, lovely flick of the wrist, and McLeish, his 1 point got. McLeish has had a marvellous contribution and puts his finger up to the crowd to salute. I tell you, that's one Donald Madden, 22-116. I tell you what, this man is putting his hand up. The ball out to Killian Mullis from Donald too. But he's only going to find Aidan Moriarty, and Aidan just looks a small bit. He looks running out. He looked a bit gingerly running out towards the line. Well, I can't say ran because he jogged it out at a very slow pace. And
yeah, he has pulled something, definitely. He's stretching himself there.
And the physio is coming in.
Hopefully it didn't the hammy.
No, and I would say I think Donald Madden is looking to the bench again, so you'll imagine that he will replace Aidan Moriarty. In fairness to physio, Pádraig O'Loughlin with this line ball. I would imagine this is Moriarty's last contribution. He's in trouble. He's in big trouble. And now they're on the far side, and you're not sure which the ball breaks down. Here's Crusheen, and they're in big trouble here if Collins, if it comes up. But Gavin or Tyke Dean has done very, very well. The ball, Michael Collins trying to win it. Conor O'Donnell back in his own half back line. Gets it out to Tyke Dean. Here he comes. Gets the ball out to Ross. This should be going around to Carnoiga. And here it goes, dropping down around the 21. Can Dylan put his hand in it? It's Dylan. And the ball breaks in. Monahan advances from the goal. Comes out. And here there's a player outside. McLeish. This man, he could go for 3 in a row. He doesn't. He puts the ball down along the corner to Owen Begley. Begley gives it to McLeish. McLeish, is he going to shoot? McLeish, is it 3 in a row for McLeish? No. Unfortunately, no. Doesn't do the 3 in a row. 22 points to 116. We're in added time here. And there's another substitute coming on for Clonlara. Looks like, is it Kieran Galvin? He's coming in for Clonlara. Kieran Galvin, I would imagine, son of Tommy. And this man, and great to see this man back playing senior hurling. He has been away for a while and has suffered with injuries. A very, very good hurler. Hasn't got the championship time, that he needs through to injury. A former captain of Clonlara, and good to see him in. He will add a lot to the Clonlara attack on this championship going forward. The ball down to Cian Dillon, and hold back there. Dermot Stritch floating around there, and a foul there by Conor O'Donnell. As this game is kind of coming towards the inevitable conclusion, Pat, you're looking at contenders for man of the match with maybe 1 or 2 minutes to go, and speaking of the same man who just had to win that free, must be very much in the mix.
Yeah, there's a few lads in the mix. I suppose Crusheen have had their lads playing pretty well overall, but you have to look at Clonlara. I think some of the outstanding individual performances have come from Clonlara. Absolutely brilliant from Stritch at midfield. I think 10 shots and 5 points. Maybe should have been 10 shots and about 8 points. He missed a couple of easy ones, but his overall play. I just thought Dylan McMahon is just a class act. Everything he's done has been so good. A few others as well, but I think just for finishing alone and for the style of finishing and just lifting the crowd, Ian Galvin has to get the man of the match. Just some brilliant scores taken today.
I concur with that, and we're not finished here yet. Here's Ross Hayes. Line ball from Ross comes off the stick of Pádraig O'Loughlin out over the line. So, Crusheen, they will, as Crusheen will do, they don't die, they will go to the absolute conclusion. Conor O'Donnell, and is there another sub coming on for Clonlara on the far side? Not too sure. I think Crusheen have kind of No, there's a sub coming on for Crusheen as Diarmaid Mullins has gone up into the forwards for Crusheen. Not too sure.
Sorry, yeah.
Is it Luke Kettler is going off, and I think is it James O'Sullivan, one of the younger players, a newer player. Yeah, James O'Sullivan is the man that has come on for Crusheen, a new young player. O'Donnell gives the ball back at Ross Hayes. A fair hit there between himself and McLeish. The ball here, O'Sullivan gets an early introduction with a lovely pass out to Conor O'Donnell. O'Donnell shoots, O'Donnell scores. 22 points to 1 goal and 17. Not enough for Crusheen at this stage. We're gone 3 minutes into at a time. Jim Hickey looking at the watch. I would say maybe no more than one fuck up, Pat.
Yeah, and the Bridge easy winners over, or at least easy, I think it's nearly over just Dora Bearfield by a fair margin. I haven't got the exact score yet. It's gone again. They're only been ahead for a second or two. This game is petering out now. Clonlara have done enough. Crusheen, to their credit, have never given up the ghost, and 117 is nice scoring enough. But Clonlara's so many classy points from so many classy players, Leo, and I suppose their half-back line maybe dominated when counted. Yeah,
and another puck out from the element and puts it over the line. Maybe he's playing for the final whistle. Got the last two stretch back in a centre-back position. Gets the ball out to Jayden McMahon. McMahon is hooked by Oisin O'Donnell. It comes to Conor O'Donnell, and here, who was on the run with him? Conor O'Donnell. Is he going to put the ball into the middle? Here comes the Horner coming through. He's under 21. Here comes Horner. Is he going to turn and shoot? Turns and puts it over the bar. 22 points to 1 goal and 18. And Crusheen, they may be out. We could be out of the championship this evening. They're down by a point against Clonlara. They lost by 3 against the Bridge. These tight margins, Pat.
Tight margins, the senior champ. That's why the Clare championship is such an amazingly good competition, Leo. You can be a point or two between being in the the knockout stages of relegation. It's that tight in Clare, and as a brilliant championship, and Crusheen have fought to the end. Yeah,
and that puck out from Arnane goes out towards Jayden McMahon and Brian McLeish, and a free, and there goes the Fedog. Clare Creek here, Dr. O'Donnell, and it's Clonlara, who are the winners by the minimum. Clonlara, 22 points, Crusheen 1 goal and 18, 6-man Bridge, and Clonlara goes through as the top team. 6-man Bridge, both of them go into the quarter final. Job done for Clonlara. There's probably a bit left in the tank all the time, Pat, if we come to our conclusion here.
Yeah, you just felt that they could lift it any time they were under a little bit of pressure, Leo. There when Crusheen didn't make it for A's in against them, they just got they tagged on a point or two. No goal in Clonlara today, but I'm telling you, some of the points they got: Ian Galvin, Diarmaid Stritch, Dylan McMahon from wing back, and the sub McLeish with 2 slashers as well. They were the better team overall, but again, we always say when we're previewing games that Crusheen never give up, and proved that exactly today. It's a real true thing to say. They battled away. There's only a point in it against, and as I said, Crusheen certainly are too good, if you like, not to be maybe in it going further, but there you are. That's the groups in Clare are tough groups, and this is a really tough one, and Crusheen will be disappointed, I think, leaving here, having been beaten by 1 point, and the fact that they needed 4 more to survive, and just didn't manage it. Maybe if they had looked for the goals earlier on, Leo, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, indeed. It's 22 points for Clonlara. Crusheen 1 goal and 18. As we said, Clonlara go into the quarter final. Crusheen bow out for 2025. And with that, we're going to take a break. We're going to get a word maybe with a member of the winning management team. So give us a few minutes to get that set up. has been their maximum supreme. Horner 1 point all here. Very direct on side. And the umpire points the other. And up goes the white flag. Crusheen to Keane Dillon. Keane Dillon opens the shoulders. Up puts the ball. Over the bar is 3 to Killian Mullins. To be a great throw. To be one of the best scores you see. Yeah. That's a real team. Strikes this one. Strikes it straight. And through and over the bar. Makes it. He doesn't come inside the post. He does. It comes off the post. Here's Conor O'Donnell. Here's Conor O'Donnell go through for Crusheen. Crusheen 6 points. Cloud escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown, but Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots. Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 5 outs. Escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown, but Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots. Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 5
enough.
And that puck out from Donald Toohey out to Ian McMahon, robbed by Diarmuid Stritch over the bar. O'Donnell on the run, doesn't come inside. That's a tremendous score from Crusheen. Only 8 Moriarty. Moriarty's touch not as good as usual, but he gets the ball to Dylan McMahon. McMahon sprays the ball into Galvin. Lovely low ball, exactly what Galvin wants. Oh, what a pick up. And he plays a bit of football and goes back to pick up the holding. That's worth the admission. Only 8 Moriarty. Moriarty's touch not as good as usual, but he gets the ball to Dylan McMahon. McMahon sprays the ball into Galvin. Lovely low ball, exactly what Galvin wants. Oh, what a pick up. And he plays a bit of football and goes back to pick up the holding. That's worth the admission. 50 metres. Cullum turns and Cullum shoots. And Cullum puts it over the man. Daly Park, and here comes Tots. Tots with a lovely nonchalant strike. And he's in there back in Logan Ryan. And Logan Ryan moves it out to Horner. And Horner puts it over the bar. These new players. Dillon going through. Here comes Darragh Dillon. And he signals he's a rival to Diarmuid Stritch. Stritch just turns on side. And Diarmuid Stritch. McMahon. That's a quick strike from McMahon. That's a lovely flick of the wrist from Dillon. He turns, going to turn off his dip very tight to the sideline. Does he split the post and dislocate? Stritch turns and shoots. He's going to come inside from Diarmuid Stritch. And indeed it is to Mullins. Here's a man, just space for Mullins. Mullins goes through and Mullins puts a solid, but a pass to Maloney. Maloney shoots. Maloney scores. His first score of the game. Ball up to Colm Galvin. Galvin in the middle of the field. Going to have a pot shot. A shot from Galvin. Puts the ball in and puts it over the man. Half time from Ross Hayes. They definitely need this one. And he delivers with a plum beat. Here's Ross Hayes, which is free 50 metres out from the Clonlara goal. Hayes, does he deliver it? Indeed, he delivers it with a plum. Another class score from one of the real up and coming players, not only in Clare but in the country. With his 40 metre free, 15 metres in from the far side and on the right side. Horner strikes it towards the road goals here.
Not steadying up, putting them over there. Having said that, Leo, they seem to be at the comfort, and you think they can pick it up again if they have to. That's the impression you get watching.
True. Ian Galvin is loose. Here's Galvin. Galvin with a dancing feet just turns. And you're welcome back here to Dr. Daly Park. And now delighted to be joined by the winning Clonlara manager, Donald Medden. Donald, thanks for taking the time to talk to us here on Clare GA TV. Are you happy? A win is a win. But I presume, looking at you're not over happy with your performance.
I am. I'm absolutely delighted. To be honest, we're in a quarter-final of a championship. We're down to the last 8 in Clare. There's a lot of character in that group, and has been questioned many times. I'm just wrecked, just exhausted, because look, we've huge effort put in, and we give it everything, and very proud of the panel, and the guys that come on all made a difference. Brian McLeish, Sean Begley, Jake McMahon all made a contribution. It's a panel effort, and am I delighted? Yes, we are, because we set out at the start of the year and you have different goals, and one of our goals is to get to the quarter final of the championship, and we've achieved that against a mammoth task in Crusheen. You know, they're very proud where they come from. They're good people, great hurlers, men of character. Keane Dillon and Jerry Cahill before him, and Jerry O'Grady, Donald Toohey, what they've given for their clubs over the years, and they were never going to just fall away. And look at, you couldn't but be proud of our lads after that performance, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose 3 out of 3, you know, 3 out of 3 ain't bad. But going forward, Donald, and look at you alluded to, you said it coming off air, maybe a bit of target practice. He left a lot of wides out there, but in fairness, your build-up play was quite good. Yeah,
it's funny. Look at we have various barometers or KPIs that you look at, and we were well on top of all those today. Look at the team that shoots the most generally scores the most, and we created the opportunities. We had the possession. So obviously, look at there's days. I was at the bridge Bridge and Crusheen game, and the poor devils in Crusheen, they couldn't score that day. You know, they had 11 wides the first half, and they started off there like a train. I said, oh my God, is today going to be their day? And they just couldn't miss in the first half. So I would be far greater worried that if we weren't creating the opportunities. So at least we were. Another day they'll go over, another day we could have a couple of goals got, but we definitely didn't make it easy for ourselves, and I'd be a bit disappointed at times that we didn't give the ball to the guy in the best position, and that's the part I work on. The shout shooting, that'll come, the next day it'll come over, you know.
And obviously, speaking of some of your players, you suffered a couple of injuries there, you know, with players. Maybe you took them off just as precaution, you know.
Look at it. Let's be brutally honest here. We're at the pin of our collar in terms of injuries. David Fitzgerald, cruciate. John Conlon lost his finger. Jayton McMahon come back from serious injury. Kieran Galvin, serious injury. Micheál O'Loughlin, 3 broken ribs. So we're at the pin of our collar. Dylan McMahon went off today. Don't know what's wrong with him. Aidan went down with cramp. Colm Galvin dead leg. So huge character in a group of guys that has been questioned many times. So it's a panel effort. We have a great panel. We've good young fellas coming, and we just trust them, you know.
Yeah, and speaking of the same men, you know, the former All-Star John Conlon, what a brilliant servant he has been, not only to Clonlara but to Clare, and widely respected all through the game. You know, suffered a horrific, you know, injury to say the least. Now I know he was there and doing stats there on the stand today. You know, a lot of questions were asked. How will Clonlara get on in the first 2 tests without John Conlon? But you got through the test. But obviously, a lot of people want to know: Will John Conlon see any action? It's a big ask for him to be back.
Well, let's be clear about it. He was doing no stats today. He was up there out of the way, because if he was down beside me, he'd be annoying me. But we're great friends. What he's doing at the moment to get he himself some quality of life is just nothing short of extraordinary. There should be books written about this guy in my book. What he's doing, the effort he's made. I look at his well commented about this leech therapy and the whole lot. He's a phenomenal guy. And sure, look, we all love him to bits, and I don't use that word, look at, easily. He's a phenomenal man, and look at, we just want him back in a scenario where he'll be able to, look at, have a good quality of life. He's a new baby, and he's starting a business, and hurling has got nothing to do with this. He's a phenomenal person, man, and he'll go down in the annals of Clare GA with the Lohans and the Anthony Daly's and the Tony Kellys in my book. So look at, he might play Junior B again, maybe, who knows, but we won't talk hurling about in that.
No.
It's irrelevant. To be honest, it's irrelevant in the bigger picture.
Yeah, and we wish John all the very best in his recovery. Donald McMahon, congratulations on winning today. Best luck in the rest of the championship.
Thank you.
That's a real team. Strikes this one, strikes it straight and through and over the bar. Makes it. He doesn't come inside the post. He does. It comes off the post. Here's Conor O'Donnell. Go through for Crusheen. Crusheen, 6 points. Clouds escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown. But Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots. Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 5 Clouds escapes the challenge of Mullins. Puts this ball in towards Galvin. Galvin with a lovely touchdown. But Ian across comes Ian O'Brien sweeping. Ian Galvin, the captain for Clonlara. Galvin shoots. Galvin turns. Is it coming inside? And indeed it is coming inside the post. 5
enough.
And that puck out from Donald Toohey out to